wanted. Kept it inside there, and outside forces tries to make a narrative or have a conversation, but our conversation is always about each other. And so I was excited for her to kind of break that record. We doused water on her. So that was good, right?
Spell that.
Douse, we'll talk about it later. So that's what I was excited for, man. Yeah. And in my opinion, you go drive scoopity scoop.
I mean, that's just
So you know what it could have been.
been that type of year.
Let's go ahead and
So you know what
start
it
in the
could've
room. Anything? Katie?
Dang, I missed 2 free throws. That's
So
crazy.
did I.
Chelsea, one of your best offensive performances of the season. Just what was working for you tonight?
Being able to see the ball go through the basket, if I'm honest. I was able to get into the paint a little bit and got into a little bit of a flow. And then KP came to the huddle, was like, you need to shoot the three. So I let it fly, and once it went in, everything kind of started opening up for me.
You hit a couple of really clutch shots, this patent fadeaways of yours. And it seemed like at other parts of the season, there's a little bit short. And so for you, just how did it feel to see those go in, and do you feel more like yourself?
Yeah, for sure. I've been feeling like myself after, I would say, Olympic break. That was about the timing that you want to be playing your best basketball in September, October, right? And so some of those hard times in those games where I got frustrated, I just trust the process, and I know I put the work in. So it's never a question on that side of it. So I got to kind of surrender myself to the result. And that's what I've been doing, and it paid off tonight.
Tyler, you got anything? Callie, you got anything? Zacchaeus?
Yes,
Oh, sorry, I unmuted. Kelsey, do you remember the halftime interview? There was one question that you were asked early, and I don't remember it, but you said come back to me as your answer. Do you remember what that question was and what you, I guess, wanted to say?
It was something about getting defensive stops or something like that. And I mean, I thought we did a great job as a team, but Kelsey Mitchell was cooking. She had a couple on me as well. So I was like, I don't want to say anything stupid. So I just said, come back to me.
Perfect answer.
Got it. Thank you. Yeah, that answer. And then we have good players is making its round on social media right now. You saying we have good players when she was asked how you guys were.
Every time.
This is why
Hashtag Kelsey Plum.
I don't even have social media on my phone. No, what she asked was, and to be fair, she was like, wow, anytime Indiana makes a run, you guys just make your find a way to come back. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, I mean, no offense, but
we have good
I
players.
would hope so. Not disrespectful, but you know what I'm saying? We have competitors. Pick one. That's what I meant.
That was good.
She's always on me, but you know what? People these days just don't say the truth. Am I wrong, Kate? Because sometimes I'd be feeling like I'm crazy. I'm like,
not crazy,
am I crazy?
I think basketball is a game of runs, and so you would expect us to come back, I guess.
It seems like
No, I thought that was a great answer. No, I'm not criticizing the answer. I was just letting you know people liked the answer.
Whatever.
That's good. Let's go.
I'm a woman of the people, I guess.
Matthew, did you like the answer?
I like anything Kelsey says, to be honest with you.
But
my question is, playing 2 games in 3 days against the same opponent, and obviously being able to come away with 2 wins, how do you guys feel like this helps prepare you for the playoffs, especially that first round when you're going to have to play 2 games in 3 days against the same team?
I think it's huge. Anytime you can get those types of games throughout a season, it prepares you how you prepare your body, not even scout or getting on the court and how you can change things X and O's wise, but how you prepare your body, how you recover mentally, how do you watch film comparisons from game 1 to game 2. And there's little tweaks that can make you win a series by making differences. And it starts off the court. It starts pregame. It starts with a conversation. So anytime you have an opportunity to kind of do that in the midst of a season, it's really, really important to kind of lock in on that series at that moment. Incoming.
Yeah. This is for either or both of you. Talk about the 2 games against 2 opponents in 3 days. Both those games have felt pretty emotional. in different ways. Felt a little chippy.
Katie,
Um,
do it.
I just wanted to ask, like, if there's something extra for y'all, or like just your take on that.
For me, I was excited for Asia to break the record. So that was my emotion, and that's what our locker room really wanted. Kept it inside there. And outside forces tries to make a narrative or have a conversation, but our conversation is always about each other. And so I was excited for her to kind of break that record. We doused water on her. So that was good, right?
Spell that.
Dallas, we'll talk about it later. So that's what I was excited for, man. Yeah. And she took the crown on that. So that's been the conversation in our locker room.
That cold water situation.
Oh, cold, warm, whatever. She got it.
Two more to close out before we bring on coach.
Yeah, Karen, Fox Sports. It's been an up and down season for you ladies. Do y'all feel like you guys are hitting y'all stride at the right time and ready to defend the two-time champions?
I mean, I think for us, we're just focused on the next game. We play Connecticut. They're one of the best teams in the league. Super tough. And we have a tough remaining schedule. So to be honest, like, we got to focus on what's in front of us, take it a game at a time. And whenever we get to the playoffs, we'll lock in them. But to me, like, this isn't, my focus is on the next game, and that's how it's gonna stay.
Great.
And last question, I don't expect you ladies to actually necessarily have an answer for this. Today's the 3rd anniversary of when we retired Coach Hammon's jersey.
Let's go. She be throwing them dimes.
But like 3 years, that's only 3 years ago.
No socks.
Let's go.
No socks.
Just looking back at the 3 years, if you can, then we got more work to do, because what's that 3 years been like?
It's been, you want to go first?
Yeah, I mean, Coach has changed my career. I feel like, as a player, you need a coach to believe in your potential, and I'm just grateful to God for you. So I'll run through a wall, and we're just gonna keep the ship moving.
Same for me. There's a level of empowering that she does every time she speaks to us, and I think that's changed my career and allowing me to make mistakes, allowing people barely talked about my IQ before this. They would say, oh, she's pretty smart, but her allowing me to really showcase that it's of my level of play and game. And, she's come in and we've won. She's created and cultivated a culture that is unmatched, and you can't fake it. And so she's kind of created that environment in our locker room, in our, like, whenever you're around us, it's fun to come to work every day and play for a coach like that. So we love her. She gets on our nerves, but we love her.
Thanks a lot, ladies. Let's go.
I would be doing my job. Didn't you want these?
Heck yeah, that's my gusher. Best fruit snack gusher. I'll let me gusher.
Thank you. Don't be digging like that. I wasn't digging. I was asking a relevant question. It was good. That's what I'm
Oy.
Coach, if you don't mind, I know you're not thinking about it again, like they weren't thinking about it, but it's only been 3 years since we retired your jersey. Just what's happened to you over that 3-year period as part of your career and your life?
I mean, on that jersey night, there was 0 chances of me coming back to the W. I was on a path, very determined on that path, and I don't know. Sometimes you just can't, like, never say never, because when they brought me in for that night, I didn't know anybody really. Tanya Hawley, who works for the team, obviously is like my best friend and practically a godmother to my children. And she was like, Nikki wants to talk to you. And I was like, Nikki who? She was like, Nikki Fargas. And I was like, you know what? I like Nikki. I'll take the call. And that's kind of how it started. But what drew me to this team was I just saw, like, limitless. I saw so much talent and just opportunity, not just for myself, but for them. Like, to kind of push them to the next level. I'd be remiss to say that like I did, like Bill Laimbeer put this team together. And I always look at it as like a two-sided puzzle. I don't know if you all have kids, but you can do puzzles now that it's one picture on one side and then you flip it and it's a different picture on the other side. And he picked these pieces and he had kind of an idea of what that puzzle was going to look like. And when I came in, I took those same pieces and kind of flipped them over because I saw them differently than how he had built it out. And he was very successful. They still had the number one offense before I ever got here. They were scoring the most points. And so, um, coming here has been a blessing because of the players. The players are my why. And I told them, I don't need to be your first phone call, but if I'm a phone call for you and a time of need, that's good enough for me. And my job is to support them on the court and off the court as best I can as a human being. I got into coaching because I care about people. And so I'm super passionate about people I coach. I'm super invested. I'm super real. I'm super raw, vulnerable. That's just how I'm wired. I can't not care about you if I'm leading you. That's not my style. So, all the girls, I could go down the list, but they're all pretty special humans. So I'm blessed to be able to go to work for them and serve them every day.
Thank you. Katie?
Jeez, I'm jiggy.
Sorry. It's been a emotional couple of days here.
Bunch of girls around here being emotional.
Should put that for social. Becky, the opportunity to play a team in their building, be it on the territories, as it were, that is one of the most hostile environments I would imagine with W right now. What do you think it says about your team that you were able to come in there and get 2 consecutive wins?
We're starting to see the resiliency of like a championship team because they threw a couple really good punches at us. We were able to take it, absorb it, and still maintain the lead, maintain composure with the understanding that they have unbelievable offensive players. So you're not going to hold them to zero. Holding them in the 70s 2 nights in a row, I'm over the moon about. I would be cheersing that if I had something to cheers, but the defense is coming along and it's giving us a chance. Last year, our offense was ridiculous. Our defense was very good. We had the number one defense. Well, in this last stretch of games, I think we've had the number one defense in the league. So that part coming along probably excites me more than anything. And then just knowing and understanding that we do have another gear offensively. So at some point, we're still looking for that worm to turn a little bit. It's just the offensive end, for a variety of reasons has just been more of a struggle at times than the defense at times. And, I think eventually you just trust the work and hope that worm kind of turns. It's nice to see Chelsea be super efficient out there, hit big shots, kind of control the game, run the offense down the stretch. So really quality wins. This was our hardest road trip probably of the season. That's a team that's playing very well. That's a playoff team. That's a high, fueled offense. If you do not pay attention, if you are not locked in every possession, they can ring up 90 on you pretty easy.
You said that the offense has been struggling for a variety of reasons. What are some of those reasons?
Shooting. We're just missing open shots. Last year we were probably the best at the league in shooting off the dribble threes. Now everybody's just going under and daring us to shoot, which is a different kind of feel for us. We were just deadly from 3 last year and we've struggled to shoot it, a little bit this year. So I still think you see flashes of just beautiful basketball. We had some in the first half where that ball is just flying. And at the end of the day, what I told them, when we are disciplined offensively and that ball moves and the bodies move, you can't have ball movement without bodies moving. You can't pass and stand. You got to pass and cut, pass and screen away. All the basics, right? That you probably learned at Hoosiers, growing up, pass and cut, pass and screen away, and share the basketball. And we got great looks. So just knocking those good looks down, those great looks down at a higher clip, I think is just around the corner.
You mentioned Chelsea, one of her best offensive performances of the year,
Mm.
but I think even more so than her efficiency shooting, there were moments where she sort of imposed her will
Sure.
on the game in both games, and I don't know that I've seen her do that really yet this year. So for you, how did it feel to see that? How are you assessing where she's at right now?
I mean, I'm thrilled to see that. I'm thrilled to see Chelsea being Chelsea. She's a huge piece to our team. She's a huge, not only the brains and the heart, Kelsey and Tip and Jack, they're motors. Asia's a motor. We got a lot of different moving parts. But you're really starting to see them come together and kind of complement each other, and raise each other up. And that's the whole goal is to get the greatest out of the person next to you. And when you do that, you realize that you have 4 other people trying to get greatness out of you, and trying to make you great. And so if we just keep that perspective going into the playoffs, I'm asking them 3 things every night: defend and rebound and play the right way on the offensive end. That's it. Keep it simple. Stupid right here. Keep it simple, stupid.
Matthew?
Hey Becky, it looked like late in the game you went to a lot of middle and wing ball screens, excuse me. And I was just wondering, in those end of the game possessions when you did that, what were you trying to get out of those looks in the middle and on the wing?
Just trying to space them out. I think their adjustment was just a full rotation to the pocket pass. They didn't want to give that to Asia. So then, at times when it's just moved to the other side, we got wide open threes. Or we got cuts that got us wide open threes. So it's really just about spreading out their defense and then trusting each other to go make plays. We had a few more of those in the first half than the second half, but down the stretch, when we went into that high pick and roll, we're just trying to put pressure on the defense to make decisions. And, if they stay with the ball handler too long, pass it. If they don't, go score it. So it's just really trying to put the defense in gray areas and then us just making the right read and trusting each other to knock down the shot.
All right, last question, Jennifer.
Jennifer Partee from Let's Talk Women in Basketball. Chelsea Gray and Kelsey Plum combined for 37 points tonight. How crucial is their backcourt leadership and the team's success?
Crucial. Chelsea, Kelsey, and Jackie are the keys to our championship run. Asia's going to be Asia. We're going to get Asia touches. Asia's going to be amazing. She normally cancels out whoever's ever on the other side. Chelsea, Jackie, and Kelsey Plum are our separation factors. When those 3 are clicking and iron sharpens iron out there, we become a whole problem to try to guard. So, you look down the stat line and when Jackie has 6 assists, Plum has 3, Chelsea has 6, Tiff Hayes has 4. The ball's moving, the ball's popping, it's in different hands, and that's what we like probably the most offensively, is just that unselfish nature of our guards. So, you go back to our championship run last year, it was our guard play. And then Asia, obviously, in game 4 was Asia.
Thanks a lot, Coach. We'll let you